But right now, let's get set for this first heat of the second round. Barron Mamiya taking on M.Mignot, last year's Rookie of the Year. A fun one, both these guys. Kind of similar in stature, really. Barron's been doing some great surfing, working with Luke Egan again this year. And he is looking to get things started with some clean rail work here on the outside. Stands on the tail, waiting for this wave to stand up through the inside. And he is going to find some clean wall down the line, loading up, a lot of speed here, rips in, sets the fins free on that layback jam, and now goes to work as this wave tapers off down the line. And he's going to get out of there. But Bugs, really nice conditions this afternoon in these two heats.
So let's just have a look at Barron's opening ride. And as fun as you like Snapper Rocks, this thing just kept giving down the line. Barron, some beautiful carving turns to open up, big swooping cutbacks. Nice rebound off the foam, hits the brakes here. And then the wave hits this inside section, starts to clean up. Rifles down the line here, and then Barron just attacks that section. Carves the top of the lip basically in half. And some rapid fire snaps all the way to the end.
Anyone. And in that heat, it was really interesting. There was so much action. You had plenty of opportunities, and in one point, she came flying out of a barrel, nearly knocked you off your board.
Yeah, it was crazy. I saw her like looking at the wave, and then I just like put my head down, and I'm like, this wave looks good, so I'm gonna go. And I didn't even know she went on the wave, and then all of a sudden I hear like, whoop, and I'm like, oh my gosh, is she right here? I was like so confused by it.
In previous seasons, looks like he really wants it.
Totally agree. You can see each manoeuvre's done with a lot of force and aggression, intent, really giving us the variety. Going to the high risk manoeuvre there, the little blowtail reverse. But just seems like there's more power in the approach with Barron. And as you said, Ronnie, kind of looks like he just wants it bad. And board looking super spicy under his feet.
Even that, just calling for the ski, just like, hey, get me back out there. Took a chance on a couple of waves at the start, but has kind of been stuck with priority, waiting for a quality wave here for some time. But here he goes. Very dependable air game. Has a very high strike rate when he goes to that full rotation, but on this occasion, forced to go to rail, this wave flattening out a little bit. Will he get that opportunity on the inside? Now it starts to run through the little Marley section. You can see he's already standing back on the tail, waiting for an opportunity to unleash. A couple of good whipping turns there. And now goes looking for the rotation, swings it, but on this occasion just doesn't quite click and get the release he was after. End of a ride on a long point break.
Yeah, well, there's fatigue for one. You know, surfing all that way, doing all that work. The legs are starting to burn, and it's a high-risk manoeuvre, and you can basically undo all the work that you did up top and through the entirety of the heat, through the wave, excuse me. You can see here just Marco just weaving, ducking, weaving, waiting for this one moment here for the wave to stand up.
Yeah, he got into it at this section, but often when you see a surfer telegraphing an area, they're kind of not quite engaged in the sections that they're actually performing in. They're almost thinking the air before they've completed some of the turns in the lead up. Here goes Barron Mamiya again. He's trying to improve on a 4.67. Swings that reverse, so he's just adding some of those airs himself. They're not lofty, they're not super high, there's not a lot of amplitude there. Incompletion on that air for Marco, just a 3.5, so he's got work to do. But Barron on the Bonsoy replay here.
Oh, he actually got some really good turns done out the back. This wave stood up nicely. So 3 different versions of top turn, bottom turn combo, and Barron through the inside. We know what happens here. A little blowtail snap, and then a couple more down the line before he starts to kick the tail out. Almost a bit of a forced air rev there, and he does another one to completion, but still he's building points. But I actually really like the opening sequence of that ride.
Just paddling for a ride and surrendering priority, but he's going to pick up a little rebate here and just drives around the section just to foam climb. So this is a gift, getting the opportunity to potentially save that error, but this one doesn't stand up and reel through the inside. That's the reason Barron Mamiya wasn't on it. First man down there. Watching that music unfold, he just brings so much energy everywhere he goes, and so does this guy, Marco, trying to fight his way back into this heat. Barron Mamiya has had the momentum in the early stages, but Marco's spinning back into life, and he is calling for the ski down the line. Hasn't had that big rampy section to truly take flight just yet as much.
I mean, some beautiful surfing, great tail release through these snaps. Awesome variety, and I think Marco would have been, eyeing off the snapper event as a pet event for him, where he could really go deep in the draw. Style just perfectly suited to the nice, clean running walls.
All right, he'll be going this.
Yeah, Barron makes his move, uses that priority. He doesn't love the fact that he's on this ride. In fact, he hates it. He kicks out of this one.
Okay, mistake. A slight error for Barron Mamiya.
You know, Barron's just motoring up the point here at the moment, but the sweep hasn't looked too intense today, Bugs.
No, there hasn't really been a sweep until now. It's there's a bit of a movement on. Let's watch this wave here, but I mean, there's going to be a build of swell overnight. There's a slight change in the direction. I think it is going to go a little bit more southeast, but today there's been hardly any current whatsoever. There's certainly a bit of movement right now.
Goes Marco, 5 minutes to go, time to make his move, chasing an 8.1. There's some of that strong rail work that we mentioned earlier, and this has been a solid start. This is a good looking ride. Hammers the pocket, he's on his way to the number he needs. Can he get the finish down the line? Well, he's not there yet, and he is adding the extras all the way, and worthy of acclaim because the pressure was on.
Let's watch the water angle here. This wave stood up so beautifully, and he set it up with this opening carve and then teed off down the line. These carves down here on the open face, beautiful. Each one of them had a little bit of spice and pizzazz to it as he kicks the tail out, throws a ton of spray up that one. That last little carve to finish off was super difficult. So much confidence and intent. He's gonna just shadow Barron here, and he's actually going to work on his lower score now.
He's in a good position.
Oh.
He throws everything at that first section. Just a 6.41 needed for Barron Mamiya, and he's looked super sharp in this heat as well. Explosive first turn. The fins go above the lip. Has to transition through flatter water now, hoping this wave extends and reels off through Little Marley, starting to build some speed. Rips a nice turn off the top here. And what kind of finish can he put on it? Throws the reverse. He won't get the completion. Jesse Starling with Marco Mignon.
That's nice, Ronnie. We actually had to move inside because it was absolutely teeming down outside. But Marco, so clutch in that last set. You were just telling me you were tempted to go the first wave of the set, but you're so glad that you went the second one.
No, honestly, it was a blessing on the sky, just because at that point I was like, I know I can do it, I just need the wave. And I looked at the first one and I was like, no way, I can't go on this thing. And just I look in the next one, I just smiled at it and I was like, thank you. And I just knew that if I surfed it well, I was going to get a good score. And I'm just grateful. I want to thank the creator of the universe who sent me this wave, and I'm extremely blessed. So thank you.
It was such a long wave. You teed off on it so many times. Coming towards that end section, there was a little bit of ripple in the wave as well. Was it a slight factor of I need to make this last turn to get the excellent score playing into your mind?
Honestly, at that point, I was just, okay, just one turn at a time. Just surf it well because you need a big score. Just give it your all. And actually, before going in this heat, I said to myself, I want to surf free. I want to surf at my best because there's nothing worse than actually, no matter what happens at the end, is like, if I gave my best and I surfed free, okay, I'm okay with it. So I was just happy to be able to perform, just give my best in every turn. So just, yeah, happy I just went pretty big at the end.
Not many people can say they can come into a personalized flag. Tell me about the Marco Mignon flag on the beach.
Yeah, actually, that's my family. I'm super happy to have family everywhere in the world. My family from Australia who actually drew until midnight and just came here, and I was like, damn, it would suck to not do a show for them. And I was so happy at the end. I was able to give him a gift back, and that was making the heat. So yeah, I want to just thank you so much to my family for being here for me.
And you can give love to your family back home in France too.
Bon, bah, déjà, je suis extrêmement content parce que dans ma tête, j'avais en tête que si j'avais la vague, j'allais exécuter et je l'ai fait. Et je suis extrêmement content d'avoir passé cette série parce que c'était un moment qu'il fallait le faire et je l'ai fait, alors super heureux.
Thanks, Marco. Thanks, guys.